Good evening, everybody. My name is Cami Brechto. I am a joyous part of Team Harmony. I'm really honored to be on such an amazing team. Tracy and Jeff and Joy and so many others. We really, truly want to help you live your best lives. And we have something pretty exciting to share in that way. So tonight we're going a little deeper in a subject that we talk about a lot, and most of us know a little bit or a lot about this, but I found out some interesting things about hydration, and I want to share this with you so that you know what kind of water to drink. Do you drink filtered water? Do you drink fridge water? Do you drink water from an expensive machine? Do you drink water from the creek out back? I don't know. Let's talk about different types of water and why they're good for us. But first we're going to talk about how much water do you actually need. I have people tell me who they know that they don't drink enough. But oh yeah, I drink enough. I drink water all the time. But when you actually ask them how much, they don't, it isn't enough. So I'm going to share my screen here and we're going to go through a little presentation that I created for you. All right, present full screen. Okay. So most of us know that we need to drink plenty of water, but are you sure you're drinking the right water? So most of us, it depends on how old we are. Babies are 75% body weight in water. And as we age, a little bit less, 55% if you're elderly. But water plays a crucial role in every bodily function. So, of course, it's important to maintain your hydration, right? So minerals and electrolytes play a huge part in your hydration as well. So daily water recommendations, a lot of people will say, oh, 8 glasses of water a day. And I'll go, well, how big is your glass? And how big are you? And, so I like to do it differently. And like Joy said earlier, when we're telling people how much water, to give them an idea of how much water they should drink, you drink at least half your body weight in ounces of water. So for example, if you're 200 pounds, then cut that in half and you should be drinking about 100 ounces of water a day. So this is just a visual to show you what dehydrated cells are. If you're 60% water, then you need to make sure that your cells are hydrated, or you'll look like this dried up orange or this wilting plant, right? Nobody wants to do life as a raisin. We want to do life as a juicy grape. So that's what this is showing. It's just a visual. I think it's really, I feel so sorry for my plants when they're thirsty. And I'm becoming even more aware when my cells need that hydration. So this is an interesting chart. You get to choose how much of water goes in your body. But your output is 2.5 liters a day, approximately. You lose it through your skin with sweat. You lose it with through your lungs, and that's almost a liter of water a day. You pee it out, 1.5 liters a day, and some leaves in your poop as well. That is a daily thing. So if you don't have an intake of 2.5 liters, then your outflow is you're going to become that dehydrated slice of orange or a little bit of a raisin there. You're going to start wilting. So this is interesting to me. I didn't realize that your metabolism, when your mitochondria are burning calories, they're turning their glucose and oxygen. They actually they create water as a byproduct. So you have CO2, carbon dioxide, you have water, and ATP. ATP is adenosine triphosphate. That is energy. That is the fire. That is what your body makes when you burn those calories. But I didn't realize that water was also a byproduct. So that's cool, but that's only 0.3 liters a day. So you need to consume 2.2 liters a day of food and or like hydration that's in your food and water. So that's how our bodies work. So the hydration goes into our cells and it shifts from our cells into our bloodstream. And then it goes from our bloodstream into our sweat glands. And then our water is lost through sweat. So that is one way that we lose water. Remember, we talked about a bunch of different ways that we lose water or hydration on the previous slide. And these are on the bullet points, these are the different things that water does inside your body. Temperature support, nutrient and oxygen transport, waste removal, joint lubrication, protection of tissues and organs, maintaining blood pressure, digestion and absorption, preventing constipation, moistening tissues like your eyeballs, your nose, and your lungs, aiding in cognitive function. So many good things here. I want to go to joint lubrication real quickly. Did you know that when you are dehydrated, your body goes into the dehydration mode and literally starts stealing the fluid around your joints so that you can stay alive and your brain can function? But so pain could be associated with dehydration. So here's a visual of our circadian clock according to Chinese medicine. And what I want you to notice is the nighttime from about 10 p.m. on to about 6 a.m., we are detoxing. And so our body is going through all kinds of processes when we sleep. And that's part of why sleep is so very important for us. But our body detoxes, does repairs at night. It does so many wonderful things. So the first thing that you do in the morning, you will be giving your body an amazing boost by helping to get those toxins out that are resting in your bladder, resting, going through your kidneys. Your body just used the water to make those transactions happen, to detox, and now you need more water to get that, to rehydrate and flush those toxins out. So we just came out with Cellergize, which is a wonderful mix of electrolytes, vitamins, has sea buckthorn fruit extract in it that helps your stem cell activity. But that is a way that you can rehydrate with those minerals and electrolytes, which are very important to hydration. So here's some signs. If you are dehydrated, early signs, you're thirsty, you might have a dry mouth, you're a little bit fatigued, or you might have a headache. The first thing I do when I realize I might have a headache is go for a glass of water. Advanced signs, dark urine, dizziness, confusion, rapid heartbeat. Your blood pressure can go up, or it could be varied terribly. So let's get back to minerals. Our sweat, we actually literally sweat salt water. We need salt to and electrolytes to be replaced back in our bodies. If we don't have salt and electrolytes, that still can be dehydrating. You can drink all the water you want, but it may cause it may cause high blood pressure, and it may not get to the cells where it needs to go. The electrolytes and the little tiny minerals open the cell walls so the hydration can actually come in and do what it's supposed to do. So ancient sea salt, amazing. So there are lots of ways to hydrate, but minerals and salts are very important for hydration, and those are in our Cellergize. So just so you know, this is our lovely friend, Dr. Stacy. I took this screenshot from a teaching she was doing on Cellergize. In fact, she just did one earlier today. It'll be a recorded call, and you can do her deep dive on Cellergize and hear stories of people using it. But she was using a pre-workout with amino acids and electrolytes, and the cost for that was $8 or $9 a day. Whew. Our Cellergize with amino acids, electrolytes, sea buckthorn extract for stem cell production is only $1.66 a day. And I'm using it this month instead of all of the regular supplements that I take that probably cost me about $5 a day. Instead, I'm just doing Cellergize. So here's something about pain. Pain, we can get about 90% of the people out of pain with patches, but other causes of pain are dehydration, mineral imbalance, and deficiency of electrolytes. Well, guess what? When we're drinking water with Cellergize, we're getting hydrated with minerals and electrolytes. So the results will be better pain relief. So proper hydration boosts energy, supports digestion, improves focus, helps your body detox. Every function in your body works on osmosis. Every function. So what kind of water do you drink? These are some of the fun things that I found in tap water. PFAs are forever chemicals. Heavy metals like lead and arsenic, volatile organic compounds, and disinfection byproducts. So you can see the list: serious health risks, including cancer, developmental issues, and reproductive problems. So there are tap water studies out there, and there are forever chemicals in about 45% of our tap water across the United States. They are a group of man-made chemicals found in various products, and they're persistent in the environment. They don't break down, and they contaminate our water sources. And of course, they're linked to various health problems, including cancer, liver damage, and developmental issues. And so 143 million people are exposed to PFAs in their drinking water. So icky stuff. This is how they get into our drinking water, and then they just stay there and get recycled. Heavy metals are also in our drinking water. Lead can enter through corroding pipes or plumbing fixtures, especially in older homes. Arsenic, that's a naturally occurring mineral, but it's also in different things that they use to spray pesticides and different things. Yeah, you can finish reading that sentence. Manganese. Manganese is a necessary nutrient, but excessive levels can cause developmental and behavioral problems, especially in children. And chromium-6. This carcinogen has been found in drinking water of many Americans. And this isn't saying anything about fluoride, which is added to our drinking water, but it is a neurotoxin and terrible for your bones. So there are other ways that we can get naturally occurring fluoride, but you don't want the sodium fluoride that's in our drinking water. So here's some other things that are in our tap water. Volatile organic compounds. They cause birth defects and cancer. Disinfection byproducts like chlorine linked to cancer and reproductive issues. Radiological contaminants increase the risk of cancer. Nitrates from agricultural runoff can cause health problems. Goodness. Okay, so then you say, okay, tap water is awful. I'll just drink filtered water or bottled water. It is a little step above, but all of those things that you find in tap water are also found in a lot of drinking water. So same things, chemicals like PFAs, heavy metals, and they have done some testing of finding E. coli and other bacteria in bottled water. The one I want to focus on is plastics. So I learned that the plastic bottles are made and they're still warm when the cold water gets put in the bottle, and the water actually finishes hardening the plastic bottle. And so in that way, we get some microplastics and the plastics off gas into our water. Pretty awful. So this picture on the side here is a picture of microplastics that are found on beaches, and we'll touch that in a minute. But here's forever chemicals found in bottled water. This is total PFAS parts per trillion. And then more PFAS or forever chemicals are being found in our drinking water. So how do we get these microplastics in our body? So interesting. I'm not sure how it gets into beer, but if it can get into water, it can get into beer. So it's here. So the annual estimated microplastic particles consumed per person between 78,000 and 211,000. So that's pretty interesting and also kind of gross. But here we are, stuck with drinking water, purified water, or spring water, or distilled water, or something. Distilled water is the purest form that's created by boiling water, condensing the steam, resulting in a mineral-free, contaminant-free product. But purified water, on the other hand, but the minerals that, yeah, distilled water has no minerals in it. So it isn't very hydrating unless you have minerals in it. Purified water, on the other hand, is treated to remove impurities, may still contain some minerals. And spring water is sourced from a natural underground sources and contains naturally occurring minerals. Again, I've heard the aquapana, in my reading, aquapana is here in a glass bottle and probably one of the best water that you can purchase, but it's very expensive. So Americans purchase around 50 billion plastic water bottles a year. And this is, so you say, okay, well, I'm just going to do filtered water. I'm going to buy a Brita. And a Brita actually not terrible. It does not filter out viruses. VOCs, which we talked about, are bad for you. I don't know what THMs are, and it does not filter out fluoride. But there are some filters out there that do a pretty good job of things. And so that's cool. So I bet you're probably ready for some good news. What do you drink? And I think this is a video, that's why it's taking a minute here. Here we go. Sorry about that. So infuse your life with light. Yay! Big news. LifeWave is coming out with our own water filtration machine. And it does, as you noticed, if you watched carefully, it does filter all that yucky stuff out of the water. It infuses it with hydrogen. It infuses it with light. Why does that matter? Well, we sit around here wondering, why does light matter? Light is life. So I want you to think about light as energy and light as a frequency. So our cells need that light, that life. And so got this from another water website where this doctor who studies water says that our bodies are made of energy at the source of all cells. And low energy water, let's say distilled water, is very low energy, right? Or stagnant dead water makes our blood sticky and sluggish. So LifeWave LifeWave has come out with this amazing machine, and I want you to hear a couple things from David Schmidt, our founder and inventor.
How is this primarily different from other water filtration systems?
So this is like nothing else that exists in the market, and what I was so excited about is that we got a patent very quickly. Basically what we're doing here is we're creating new matter. We're creating a type of water that never existed before. It's highly organized and structured. So you could say it's structured water, but not in the traditional sense. We're using the water as a delivery mechanism. So the water is a carrier of light. So you drink the water and the water goes everywhere and the light gets released everywhere in the body. And that can be measured. We had an internal team of engineers and we had 2 separate companies that we had hired to take the initial prototype that I had built and then convert it into something that would look nice and sit on someone's counter.
So this is a photo of something from one of the studies that they did. They've frozen this water so many times. What I want you to notice is this treated water is treated with this machine, the X2O machine, and it is you see the vortex in there and you see different things coming out of it. That is water that has life and energy in it. The distilled water does not. So he said, usually water doesn't show this kind of activity in it. So just a reminder, light comes in all different wavelengths. We only see a small portion of them. So there's all kinds of wavelengths of light, and this light gets infused with a wavelength of light that our body recognizes and absolutely responds. This, I just want you to notice 80 people, this is results from one test with this water. 80 people were involved in the test. Only one person took 2 minutes to respond. 79 people responded in 15 seconds. So this is some of the testing that David Schmidt and the team have done. He said, in all of my years of being involved in testing, this is the first time I've had 100% efficacy. And this is pretty amazing. And here are some of the different amino acids that this light water tells your body to make, and reasons for or what those things do in your body. And this water, just like Cellergize, gives your body a turbocharge and accelerates your healing, accelerates your body regeneration. It makes everything work better. So we don't know how much this machine is going to be. I pulled this off of a Kangen water machine site, and I just wanted to give you, and by the way, nod to Kangen water. Right now, that is a very, very good quality product. But in case you get sticker shock, when our machines, they've estimated they'll be around $5,000. But if you think about it, the price per gallon, then that breaks down to be pretty affordable over the long haul. So there are different filters that you will need to buy. I believe our filters will need to be changed once a year. But if you look at this price per gallon annual water cost versus buying bottled water, that might make you change your tune. So make a daily habit of hydrating. Set a goal. If you know that you're not drinking half your body weight in ounces of water, figure out a new plan, because if you don't change and you'll keep doing what you're doing, you'll keep getting what you're getting. Drink the highest quality water that you can, spring, filtered water, distilled water with minerals. You get that in your system. Hydrate with your Cellergize, because that ups your hydration game with the electrolytes. Challenge yourself and your family members, maybe turn it into a game. And then I'm just planting the seed, plan to hydrate with life-giving light water, because there's nothing like it. So we have Cellergize, and 1 cup of light water a day is all you need to gain those amazing results. So I love it that it's a machine. It's a water filtration machine. We're not selling bottled water. LifeWave has partnered with trying to eliminate the problem from both sides. So just so you know, LifeWave is such an amazing company to be with, be around, be a part of, to share. Very good integrity from through and through. And so LifeWave has partnered with Ocean Cleanup, and they do a sustainable job of cleaning up plastics that are floating in our oceans. This is taken from the ship of one of the Ocean Cleanup after just one sweep of what the Ocean Cleanup does. And this is what our oceans would continue to look like if we, by 2030, if we don't take an active role in cleaning up our oceans. So I love it. We're buying it. We have a machine that will slow down purchase of bottled water and use of those disposable bottles. We're proactively helping to clean up our water source. So hydration, it's important. Turns out we can't live without water. And I hope that you start your day hydrating with those electrolytes. If you have any questions about Cellergize, message us. But thanks for watching.
Thank you, Cami. What a great